Hey, I'm Orky, and this is my little studio space. Now, as you can see, the lighting is really bad, and that's because we have two fluorescent lights on the ceiling of the chicken shed. So in this video, I'd like to hopefully improve my studio lighting and take it from this to this. So hopefully you can see the difference. Now, if you're like me and you can't afford those big expensive studio lights, these might be the perfect lights for your studio. And in a minute, I'm going to run you through exactly how I made them. We're also going to do a cost breakdown so you can see the price difference. Now, mine are based on a child's pram umbrella, and that's mainly because it comes with a reflective internal surface. So, shall we begin?
About 2 years ago, I ordered a whole bunch of these 18650 batteries with the intention of making some really cool projects. I think I may have ordered a few too many, as I'm still finding projects to use them with. I decided not to just use a switch with this setup, as I'd really like to control the light colour output more correctly. However, I did remember that LEDs don't like to be dimmed, like a filament lamp, so I found some of these pulse width modulator dimmers on a popular website, and I'll leave a link to that in the description. I'm not going to bore you with all the cutting out, etc., but safe to say there were 3 lengths of LEDs needed to make better use of the space, then a whole bunch of these clippy things that meant that I didn't need to do all the soldering. As you can see, I'm just load checking one of the 3 LED circuits to see what amps and voltages are required. Incidentally, these meters I'm using I got from the bargain box about 12 years ago, and this is the first time I've used them, so I'm feeling really proud that I figured out how to link them out without breaking them. After I got through with all the sticking down of the LEDs, I connected all the leads together with these little solder tabs. The connectors are 24 volt at 2 amps, so there's no real heavy power requirements. So I just connected up with these little pre-soldered connectors, and I'll leave a link for them below. I learnt electronics back in high school, which basically means I remember absolutely nothing, as I was far too busy trying not to get my head flushed down the loo. I know it looks like I know what I'm doing here, but all I've done is decided to glue the pulse width modulators together on a breadboard, and this was my first attempt, which was a total mess. When I tested the connections, they were all over the place. However, for my second attempt, I took a little inspiration from a super duper YouTuber who makes these beautiful sculptures out of copper wire and components, and I'm going to leave a link in the description below because he just makes these beautiful work. In order to get the best light output from this studio light, I decided on 3 types of LEDs: 3000 Kelvin, 6500 Kelvin and ice blue. I haven't been on YouTube for that long, but I'm having a great time making these videos. So if you like what I'm doing, please consider subscribing, leaving a comment, or just give us a thumbs up. It really helps us out a lot. And most of all, it's nice to know that you're out there. Here I'm just checking that the channels are all independent from each other in order to allow me to adjust the color temperature, and that will allow me to adjust the warm white, the daylight and the ice blue. Sometimes when I get home from a long day working hard in my workshop, my family asks me what I've been up to. Then they all seem to be really amazed when I explain that I haven't blown myself up. So consider yourselves warned. I am making this up as I go along. These batteries are LiPo4 batteries, which are a whole load safer than just regular lithium ions. It probably wouldn't be very good to leave all the metal bare, and there's a small risk that the batteries, they could give off a hell of a lot of power in one sudden hit, so I decided to build a little box for some scrap plywood. As you can see, I am a much better woodworker than Cam at Blacktail Studios. However, I did actually measure most of these ply shapes wrong, but thanks to the magic of my perfect editing, you can't tell. My thought behind the box was to be able to get into the electronics at a later date, so I made it accessible via these 4 little screws. If you want to know how I made these battery packs, just leave a comment below and I could make a video all about them. And lastly, to make the little box look vaguely professional, I wrapped it in some black vinyl, wood effect vinyl stuff, and then I glued the board in place and screwed the lid shut. And then I ran just a little quick test to see that everything works. So here's the cost breakdown to compare to those big expensive studio lights. It costs £21 for the LEDs, £12 for the pulse width modulator, £10 for the umbrella, £8 for the various other components, coming to £51 in total. As I said before, it's really great to be on YouTube, and it's really nice to be sharing this video with you, so we hope to see you again for the next one. Bye!
Hello. Hello, I'm Augie. Fuck's sake. It's really fucking bright. You think I'm mental, don't you? Yeah.